Okay, let's unpack this. In a world just like overflowing with information, wouldn't it be amazing to have a shortcut? To really understanding what's shaping our financial future.
You really would. It's overwhelming sometimes.
Totally. We've all heard about different ways to build wealth, right? But what if we could get a clear roadmap for the specific opportunities heading our way in 2025?
A practical guide, yeah.
Exactly. Today, we're diving deep into this stack of insights. It's titled 10 Assets to Build Wealth in 2025. And this isn't just about making money, is it? It's about understanding these huge shifts.
Seismic shifts, really, in the global economy.
Yeah, seismic shifts and positioning ourselves for what's next. Our mission, well, it's to distill these sources into the most important nuggets, helping you get truly well-informed on where the real opportunities lie. Some might even surprise you.
Right.
Get ready for, specific facts, relevant context, and hopefully a crystal clear understanding of these powerful assets.
And what's fascinating, building on that, is how these sources paint a picture, not just of an evolving economy, but one that feels like it's actively rebuilding itself, transforming.
Rebuilding, that's a good word for it.
It's about moving beyond maybe the traditional thinking and recognizing these entirely new frontiers of value.
Okay.
We connect this to the bigger picture, zooming out a bit. It highlights this really crucial shift. Wealth creation seems increasingly tied to cutting-edge innovation, the power of human connection, and even personal well-being.
That's interesting. Well-being as a tangible asset.
Exactly. So we'll explore everything from, the most disruptive technologies to the most fundamental bits of human experience, all framed as assets for the coming year. Which raises a big question, right? How do we adapt our mindset to actually spot these things and, leverage them effectively?
That's precisely the journey we're on today. And that brings us right into our first section, where we explore the new frontiers of investment. So when we typically think stocks, our minds often jump straight to the household names, right? The Apples, the Teslas, the ones dominating headlines for years.
Giants, yeah.
And sure, those established companies have made their mark, no question. But our deep dive suggests something pretty compelling, maybe even counterintuitive for 2025.
Okay.
The most significant wealth might not come from these mature behemoths that everyone already knows and invests in. Instead, the real opportunities seems to lie in owning a piece of tomorrow. Investing in the companies truly shaping the next iteration of our economy, the ones at the absolute forefront of these nascent, high-growth sectors. We're talking about businesses just starting to revolutionize how we live, work, interact fundamentally.
Right, getting in early on the next big wave.
Exactly. And one of the most compelling discoveries from our sources focuses squarely on artificial intelligence, AI.
Always a hot topic.
It is. And just a few short years ago, AI felt like something out of science fiction, didn't it?
Totally. Futuristic.
Today, it's woven into our daily lives in really practical ways, often without us even realizing it. It's optimizing our emails, generating designs, even helping run businesses behind the scenes.
It's becoming invisible infrastructure.
Precisely. But here's the nuance for 2025 that jumped out. Our sources suggest the real arbitrage, the real edge, isn't just in generic AI platforms, it's in what they call verticalized AI solutions.
Okay, verticalized. What does that mean exactly?
It means companies applying AI specifically to underserved niche markets. Think precision agriculture, right? AI optimizing crop yields for smaller farms, not just giant agribusiness.
Okay, targeted application.
Yeah, or hyper-personalized education platforms tailored for individual learning styles, maybe AI-driven predictive maintenance for small manufacturing plants, not just huge factories.
So it's solving specific problems in specific industries.
Exactly. These are areas where the market penetration is still pretty low, relatively speaking, but the impact and the efficiency gains are potentially immense.
Right. Huge potential impact.
So investing early in these specialized pioneers, it isn't just buying shares. It's like acquiring a stake in the core infrastructure of the future economic backbone for these critical specific industries.
A much deeper play.
It is. It's a profound shift from AI being just a niche tech thing to becoming an essential, tailored utility. And the companies driving that precise transition, they seem poised for monumental targeted growth.
That makes sense. Focusing the power of AI.
Now, beyond AI, there's another sector flagged for transformative growth, renewable energy.
another big one.
Definitely. Climate change isn't some distant threat anymore, right? It's widely recognized as this massive collective challenge. And that recognition is translating into unprecedented investment.
You see the money flowing in?
Billions.
Yeah.
Governments, corporations globally, they're pouring hundreds of billions into solar, wind, geothermal, advanced battery storage, the whole spectrum.
Right.
What's particularly insightful from our sources, though, is the shift they highlight. It's moving beyond just huge utility-scale projects.
Okay, so what else?
It's moving towards distributed energy solutions and grid modernization. We're seeing a boom in companies developing smart microgrids for communities, for example.
Decentralizing power, literally.
Yeah, and advanced energy storage for homes and businesses. Even really innovative materials science making solar panels, like way more efficient and cheaper.
Getting the cost down, efficiency up.
Yeah.
Crucial.
Totally crucial. And these companies leading this energy transition, they aren't just growing. Our sources indicate they could potentially outpace the growth rates we saw with the 20th century oil giants.
Wow, that's a bold claim.
It is, but it's based on this fundamentally different sustainable value proposition. It's not just a trend. It feels like a global imperative driving just massive capital towards these sustainable, often decentralized solutions.
A structural shift in energy.
Exactly. And then there's biotechnology. Biotech.
Okay, the life sciences front.
Yeah. Our sources point to breakthroughs that are really on the cusp of revolutionizing, well, everything from genetics and personalized medicine to, maybe most fascinatingly, longevity and cellular repair.
The live longer, live healthier space.
Precisely. Imagine a future, maybe not that far off, where people aren't just living longer, but healthier, more productive lives. Thanks to innovations coming out of biotech focused on things like CRISPR gene editing for disease prevention.
Right, the cutting edge stuff.
Or mRNA tech for new therapies beyond just vaccines. Or even things called senolytics, designed to, clear out aging cells.
Wow, so fundamentally changing aging.
That's the potential. If you own shares in these pioneering firms, you're not just investing in a company, you're investing in a future where human potential could be dramatically expanded, where common ailments might become things of the past.
That's a powerful idea.
The promise here is bigger than just treating illness. It's about fundamentally enhancing the human experience, extending our productive lifespans, redefining healthy way into old age. Owning stocks in these specific targeted industries, AI, renewables, biotech, it doesn't feel like mere speculation or just gambling on fads. It feels more like intelligently riding this wave of undeniable, transformative progress that's actively reshaping our world.
What's really fascinating here, building on that, is how the sources aren't just pointing to, incremental growth. They're highlighting transformative growth. Paradigms are shifting.
Right. Big shifts.
And to put this in a broader perspective, it really is about identifying these seismic changes in how we live, how we work, how we interact with our environment, even our own biology. Investing in these areas isn't just about market trends or, chasing the next hot stock. It feels more like participating in the solutions to some of humanity's biggest global challenges.
Solving problems, yeah.
Right, moving towards an economy built on pretty radical innovation and hopefully long-term sustainability. But this leads to a really important question, doesn't it?
Which is,
how do we, as investors looking at this, effectively differentiate between genuine long-term innovation stuff with real value and just, speculative bubbles? These sectors change so fast, they get hyped up.
yeah, the hype cycle is real.
Totally. It requires a really keen eye for substance, for verifiable progress, solid business models, not just excitement or marketing buzz. You need to look under the hood.
That's a critical distinction, absolutely. So, for your investment strategy, listener, this means looking beyond the familiar blue chip names everyone talks about. It means considering where the world's most significant problems are being tackled with targeted, novel approaches, and where monumental progress is genuinely being made. It's about aligning your investments with the future, not just the present, and seeking out those specialized innovators.
Thinking ahead.
Exactly. Okay, now let's pivot a bit. Let's talk about an asset class that's historically been a millionaire maker. Real estate.
Ooh, good old bricks and mortar. Or maybe not so old.
Maybe not. For generations, it's been a cornerstone of wealth accumulation. But our deep dive suggests a crucial twist for 2025. It's not just about where you buy anymore.
Okay.
It's about where the future is moving in a very specific sense. That old mantra, location, 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 it's evolving in a fascinating way.
How so?
Well, our sources highlight this massive ongoing demographic and economic shift, and it's driven primarily by the impact of remote work.
Right, the remote work revolution.
Yeah, a trend that just accelerated and solidified over the last few years. For decades, the professional world kind of funneled people into these expensive, often overcrowded big cities, right?
Absolutely. Drove up housing costs like crazy.
Exactly, and often reduced quality of life for many. But now, remote work has fundamentally freed countless individuals and families from that necessity. People are actively choosing to move.
Moving where?
To what our sources call microcities or second-tier cities. And these aren't just any affordable places. They're often aesthetically pleasing locations with strong community vibes.
Quality of life factors.
Totally. Excellent digital infrastructure, fast, reliable internet is non-negotiable, obviously. And increasingly, you see a high concentration of remote-friendly co-working spaces, good green infrastructure like parks, accessible nature.
Things people value now maybe more than ever.
Precisely. We're seeing this significant redistribution of talent and capital, unlike anything in recent history, really. People are prioritizing quality of life, affordability, access to nature.
A rebalancing in a way.
Yeah, it is. And this shift creates a significant targeted opportunity. These emerging microcities are becoming hotspots.
For who?
Not just for families seeking more space or a slower pace, also for a new generation of digital nomads who can work from literally anywhere. And even for startups looking for more affordable places to operate, vibrant, less competitive talent pools.
Interesting. A whole ecosystem developing.
Exactly. So imagine strategically owning apartments or small homes in these specific burgeoning cities. As more people move in, attracted by these qualities,
Demand goes up.
demand drives up property values. So you get capital appreciation, potentially outpacing traditional markets, and simultaneously you collect steady rental income from this influx of new residents needing quality housing.
Appreciation plus cash flow. The classic real estate combo.
It is, and our sources point out the underlying stability here too. Even if prices fluctuate short term, the fundamental human need for well-located, quality housing, especially in these high-demand microcities, provides a pretty significant degree of safety.
People always need a place to live.
Right. It remains one of the safest, most powerful wealth-building tools, especially when you apply it strategically to these areas of future growth, looking for those specific indicators: the good internet, the green space, the community feel, the signs of sustainable urban development.
This really does highlight a significant demographic and economic shift. It's fundamentally reshaping our urban landscapes, not just broadly, but in these specific ways you mentioned. To put it in that broader perspective again, it really is about decentralization. A move away from that hyper-concentration of resources and opportunity in just a few mega cities.
Yeah, spreading it out.
And it's a fundamental reevaluation of living spaces, community, priorities. The sources implicitly challenge that old urban hierarchy, suggesting economic vitality can now flourish in a much wider array of places if they meet these new criteria.
Right.
Which leads to an important question, though. Beyond the initial draw of affordability, fast internet, green spaces, what other factors will truly sustain the growth of these new high-growth cities long-term?
That's a great question. Like, will they develop the schools, the diverse jobs, the cultural amenities needed to keep people there for decades?
Exactly. Or some of them just temporary havens, benefiting from a short-term trend. Sustainability is key.
That's an insightful point about long-term sustainability. So for you, listener, this asset encourages you to be ahead of the curve. Understand these evolving lifestyle trends and where people are specifically choosing to build their lives for the long haul.
Look deeper than just the initial migration numbers.
Right. Look at maps not just for existing wealth, but for where future value is being cultivated through intentional community building and, crucially, digital readiness. Okay, we've explored traditional assets with a new twist. Now let's shift fully into the digital realm with our second section: digital and entrepreneurial assets.
The digital frontier.
Indeed. First up, digital assets and cryptocurrencies. You know, not that long ago, the whole idea of internet money was often treated as a punchline, right?
Yeah, dismissed by mainstream finance. A fad for tech nerds.
Totally. But our sources confirm that by 2025, digital assets, crypto, They aren't just being talked about anymore. They're becoming integral to the global financial system itself.
The integration is happening fast.
It really is. What jumped out from the sources is just the sheer speed and breadth of this integration.
So it's evolved quickly.
Incredibly. From that initial skepticism and niche appeal, it's become a widely recognized, albeit still volatile, mainstream asset class. But, and this is crucial, the conversation in 2025 goes way beyond just Bitcoin.
Right, Bitcoin is often the only thing people think of.
Exactly. But our sources highlight several key developments showing how deep this is getting. For one, governments globally. They're rapidly developing their own central bank digital currencies, CBDCs.
Digital versions of the national currency, basically.
Yeah, issued and regulated by the central bank, unlike decentralized crypto. This signals a formal embrace of digital money at the state level. That's huge.
A major shift.
Simultaneously, the big banks, who were once crypto's biggest critics, are now investing heavily in blockchain technology.
They see the potential now.
They recognize its potential to streamline operations, cut costs, create new financial products, and beyond that, companies are increasingly using tokens for a whole range of applications.
Tokens for what, specifically?
Well, these digital tokens can represent anything from shares in a company to loyalty points, even real-world assets like property titles, all managed securely on a blockchain for transparency, efficiency.
Smart contracts, digital ownership.
Exactly. Proving ownership of various assets, not just currency. It's a much broader application.
Got it.
The sources draw this really powerful historical analogy here. Owning digital assets in 2025. They compare it to owning internet real estate back in the early 2000s.
Ah, the dot-com era comparison. High risk, high reward.
Precisely. Just like the dot-com boom, there will absolutely be failures. Some coins, some projects will vanish. Poof.
Lots of hype, some substance.
But the ones that succeed, the ones built on solid utility, innovative tech, they could multiply in value beyond imagination. Unprecedented wealth for early adopters. It's a frontier, right? Significant risks, but potentially astronomical rewards. Requires careful research, but the upside, immense.
Due diligence is critical.
Absolutely essential. And the innovation within digital assets is just exploding beyond just currency. We're seeing the rise of NFTs, non-fungible tokens.
The unique digital collectibles.
Yeah, unique digital assets verifiable on a blockchain, used to prove ownership of digital art, collectibles, virtual land, even things like event tickets.
It's expanding the idea of digital ownership.
Totally. Then there's blockchain gaming, creating entirely new economies within virtual worlds where players can truly own their in-game assets, earn real-world value.
Play to earn models, yeah.
And maybe one of the most transformative areas is decentralized finance. DeFi.
Right.
Yeah.
Taking out the middlemen in finance.
Essentially, yeah. Financial products become available on public blockchains. Peer-to-peer lending, borrowing, trading, all without traditional banks or intermediaries, and often offering interest rates significantly higher than conventional banks.
That's disruptive.
Hugely. Our sources are pretty clear. Investing in this multifaceted space means more than just buying a new type of asset. It means actively participating in, and I quote, the rebuilding of the financial system itself, fundamentally altering how value is created, exchanged, secured globally.
It's intriguing, isn't it? The sheer breadth of innovation here. It goes so far beyond just digital cash, new forms of ownership, governance, financial services, redefining what's possible.
It really is mind-bending sometimes.
And putting it in that broader perspective, it does represent a fundamental reimagining of trust, ownership, value exchange. Moving from centralized authorities towards these distributed, transparent networks, this rapid evolution is definitely a testament to its transformative potential. But it does lead to a fascinating question.
Go on.
As governments with their CBDCs and traditional financial institutions embracing blockchain, as they get more involved, how will that original decentralized ethos, that revolutionary spirit of crypto, how will it evolve? Or will it be challenged?
Right. Will it get co-opted, diluted?
Exactly. Will we see a convergence where its core principles get watered down? Or maybe a fundamental divergence in philosophy and application between the institutional approach and the truly decentralized communities. That tension is really interesting.
It really is a fascinating tension to watch. This whole section, it really asks you, listener, to reconsider how your understanding of money and value might be shifting. Are you ready to explore these new frontiers that aren't just changing things, but actively redefining the entire global financial landscape?
Heavy stuff.
It is. Now, moving from digital assets to digital businesses. Imagine waking up, checking your phone, and realizing you made money while you slept. Consistently. without actively trading your time for it.
The passive income dream.
That's the powerful promise of an online business. And our sources highlight its immense power and, importantly, its unprecedented accessibility in 2025. It feels like a genuine game changer for independent wealth creation.
Making entrepreneurship more attainable.
Definitely. The core concept here, emphasized by the sources, is about creating automated systems that generate income independently of your direct, hour-by-hour effort.
Setting up the machine to work for you.
Exactly. Unlike a traditional job where income is directly tied to hours worked, an online business, once it's established and running smoothly, can generate revenue 24/7, a true passive income stream.
So what kind of businesses are we talking about?
Well, the sources give a wide array of examples thriving right now. It could be an e-commerce store, right?
Yeah.
Selling niche physical products direct to consumer globally, maybe using drop shipping or print on demand so you don't handle inventory.
Lower overheads.
Much lower. Or it could be an online course, sharing your unique skills, your expertise with a global audience, whether that's coding, digital art, business strategy, whatever you know well.
Monetizing knowledge.
Yeah. Affiliate marketing is another one, earning commissions promoting other companies' products. Or building a successful blog, YouTube channel, podcast, generating revenue through ads, sponsorships, maybe direct sales of related products. Lots of models.
Diverse opportunities.
And the key advantages of an online business in 2025 are more compelling than ever, according to the sources. First, just unparalleled global scalability.
Reach anyone, anywhere.
Pretty much. Without the huge overheads of traditional retail or geographical limits, a much larger potential market literally at your fingertips. Second, consumer trust in online shopping and digital payments has just skyrocketed.
People are comfortable buying online now.
Absolutely. Our sources note even billion-dollar traditional companies are shifting massively towards direct-to-consumer online models. That tells you something. It means you, as an individual with a laptop, can genuinely compete and thrive in that same global market.
Leveling the playing field? Somewhat.
In many ways, yes.
Yeah.
Third, that passive income potential. Once the systems are optimized, your website, content, sales funnels, automated customer service, they can run 24/7, generating revenue even when you're sleeping or on vacation.
That's the leverage.
That's the huge leverage, a fundamental shift from hours for money. And maybe one of the most overlooked advantages, which the sources really emphasize, the opportunity to build a business around your genuine passion.
Doing what you love.
Yeah, it makes the whole process of making money way more enjoyable, sustainable, fulfilling in the long run. You're not just creating a revenue stream. You're building something that actually excites you, aligns with your interests, turning a hobby into a valuable asset.
This really does speak to a democratization of entrepreneurship, making business ownership accessible to so many more people than before, empowering individuals. And putting it in that broader perspective, it underscores this ongoing shift, doesn't it? From the industrial age model, physical goods, big factories, towards an information and service-based economy.
Where knowledge and creativity are key.
Exactly. Knowledge, creativity, digital connection are paramount. The sources highlight the critical role of well-designed systems and automation in creating that leverage we talked about, letting individuals amplify their efforts dramatically. But it raises a practical question.
Okay.
With the ease of entry, everyone seems to be launching something online. So how does one distinguish between a truly viable, sustainable online business model, one with long-term potential, and just fleeting trends or oversaturated niches?
That's a really important point. How do you find the signal in the noise?
Right. It requires strategic thinking beyond just having a cool idea. You need to focus on genuine market need, unique value propositions, building something durable, not just chasing clicks.
That's crucial advice for anyone looking to start. So for you, listener, this asset is about taking your skills, your interests, maybe even a simple but unique idea, and turning it into a global income stream. Leveraging technology to work smarter, not just harder.
Building your own income machine.
Exactly. Building a machine that works for you, rather than you being the machine. It's a pathway to potentially significant financial freedom. Okay, next digital asset. Personal brand and social media presence. Here's a quote that stood out. Attention is the new oil.
That's a strong statement.
It is. But our sources argue compellingly that in 2025, your name specifically, the trust and the audience you command can be one of the most powerful assets you own. What really jumped out is how this intangible influence translates directly into tangible economic value.
Turning reputation into revenue.
Pretty much. The value of attention in today's digital, hyper-connected world is undeniable. Think about the rise of influencers, successful YouTubers, savvy TikTokers, respected LinkedIn thought leaders.
The creator economy.
Right. Many aren't celebrities in the old sense Hollywood music charts. Yet they're making millions, not just from ads, but product launches, brand partnerships, direct sales. Why? Because they've cultivated and owned the attention of a significant, engaged audience.
They control the eyeballs.
Exactly. Our sources make it clear. Brands desperately need attention. Companies need customers. If you have an engaged audience, you effectively control a gateway to that attention, those customers. That gives you incredible leverage in almost any industry. Can't understate that power.
So how do you build that?
Well, building a personal brand isn't just posting random stuff or chasing viral moments, according to the sources. It's a highly strategic effort. It's about becoming a trusted, authoritative, authentic voice within a specific niche.
Finding your lane.
Precisely. Whether your expertise is in finance, fitness, travel, tech, AI, whatever, a well-developed, consistent personal brand makes you recognizable, credible, and therefore incredibly valuable.
It's about reputation.
It's about cultivating a reputation for expertise and trustworthiness, not just racking up followers. Built on consistent value delivery, genuine interaction.
Authenticity matters.
Seems crucial. And the practical benefits in 2025 are huge. With a strong personal brand and an engaged audience, you get leverage to, say, launch your own business with built-in demand from day one.
Lower customer acquisition costs.
Exactly. Sell your own products or services without massive marketing budgets. Even negotiate significantly better career opportunities or deals in your professional life.
Your reputation precedes you.
It really does. It's the modern equivalent of having a sterling professional reputation that consistently pays dividends, opening doors, creating opportunities that just wouldn't exist otherwise. Your name becomes this powerful form of social and economic currency.
What's really fascinating here is that transformation, isn't it? Taking something intangible like influence, reputation, charisma, and turning it into hard economic value.
Yeah, it's quite something.
And putting it in perspective, it reflects this big shift in how authority and credibility are built now in the digital age. It's less about just institutional backing or traditional credentials alone.
Right. Less about the fancy degree sometimes.
And more about direct connection, perceived authenticity, consistent valuable content delivered directly to an audience, social currency converting straight into actual capital.
Well put.
But this raises another key question. How can individuals authentically build and nurture a valuable personal brand, one with long-term value, fostering a real community, without it just feeling transactional or like chasing shallow metrics?
The authenticity challenge.
Exactly. It's a delicate, ongoing balance between strategic self-promotion and making a true, impactful contribution. Not easy.
No, definitely not easy. That distinction between fleeting trends and genuine contribution is vital. So this asset prompts you, listener, to consider the immense value of your unique voice, your expertise. How can you amplify it through strategic, authentic personal branding to create unparalleled opportunities in this attention-driven economy? It's about becoming a recognized, trusted authority in your chosen field.
Owning your niche.
Precisely. Okay, we've talked about external investments, building online businesses. Now let's explore how your own creations, specifically your intellectual output, can become a perpetual source of wealth. Next asset, intellectual property.
The power of ideas.
Exactly. Have you ever noticed how artists, inventors, writers often keep earning long after their initial work is done?
Royalties, licensing fees.
Right. Think of a musician getting royalty checks years after a song hit the charts, or an author getting paid for a book published decades ago. That's the magic of intellectual property, or IP. And our deep dive shows why it's a brilliant, highly leveraged way to build wealth in 2025, especially with digital distribution making it easier.
Create once, sell many times.
That's the core concept, highlighted by the sources. Simple, but incredibly powerful. Create something, once an idea, code, a design, a story, and then get paid for it repeatedly, passively, long after the initial effort. Fundamentally different from trading time for money.
What are some examples?
The sources give great ones, more accessible now than ever. Imagine writing a specialized ebook. Maybe a series of guides that keep selling copies every month on Amazon Kindle.
Digital shelf life.
Or launching an in-depth online course on Udemy, Teachable, or your own site. It educates people globally, generates income years later without more direct input from you.
Scalable knowledge sharing.
Totally. Could be coding an innovative app, solving a common problem, generating revenue from downloads or subscriptions month after month, or composing unique music that earns royalties every time it's streamed, played, licensed for a commercial.
Multiple revenue streams from one creation.
Exactly. The key is that these assets, once created and importantly protected, can live online forever, earning passive income for you.
The long tail of digital content.
Precisely. Our sources vividly illustrate this long-term earning potential. Picture getting consistent royalty checks in, say 2030, for specialized software you developed today, or a research paper you published years ago still generating licensing fees.
That's the dream for creators.
It really is. That's the inherent beauty of IP. It works for you. Generating income long after the initial creative or intellectual heavy lifting is done. A true set it and maybe not entirely forget it, but largely passive income stream, leveraging your unique knowledge or creativity.
What about accessibility?
That's the other compelling part for 2025. Unprecedented accessibility to create and distribute IP. Platforms like Amazon KDP for books, Udemy, Teachable for courses, app stores for software, they make distribution easier than ever.
Lowering barriers to entry.
Significantly. It allows almost anyone with a valuable idea and the drive to create to potentially tap into this powerful wealth-building strategy. In essence, your ideas, your unique creations, can literally turn into long-term money, a continuous income stream from a single leveraged effort.
This really emphasizes that power of creative and intellectual leverage. That nonlinear relationship between effort and reward is so attractive for wealth builders. And in the bigger picture, it reflects an economy where knowledge, unique creativity, specialized solutions are increasingly commodifiable, highly valued assets. It rewards innovation and foresight in a tangible, scalable way.
It does.
But it brings up a critical practical issue. How can individuals effectively protect their intellectual property in this digital world? Content can be copied, remixed, shared so easily with a few clicks.
Right, protection is key.
Enforcement, safeguarding original creations. It's a complex, ongoing challenge. The value of IP is clear, but so is the critical need for robust protection strategies. Copyrights, patents, trademarks, NDAs, whatever applies.
That's a crucial point. Creating it is one thing. Protecting and monetizing it effectively is another whole challenge. So this asset encourages you, listener, to think about your unique knowledge, your creative skills. How could you package them into something that generates income long after you've created it? What brilliant idea is lurking there, waiting to become your next intellectual asset?
Food for thought.
Definitely. Now, let's turn our attention to something even more fundamental, something that underpins almost all the other assets we've discussed. Your skills. High-income skills.
Back to basics, in a way.
In a crucial way. Here's the truth. Our sources hammer home consistently. Money follows skills. Simple as that. If you possess a skill that solves a valuable, in-demand problem for others, you will likely never truly struggle financially.
Skills equal earning power.
Exactly. And in 2025, certain skills aren't just valuable, they're absolutely essential. They are an incredible high-return asset that you own and control.
So what are these skills?
The core concept is developing deep expertise in areas that are in high demand and provide significant measurable value to employers or clients. Our sources identify both technical and non-technical skills as high-income earners for 2025. Both are crucial.
Okay, technical first.
On the technical side, advanced AI development, machine learning, specialized data science and analytics, sophisticated digital marketing, especially performance marketing, SEO, persuasive, technically accurate copywriting, robust cybersecurity, proficiency in emerging programming languages, cloud architectures.
The drivers of the digital economy.
Pretty much. Experts in these areas command top dollar. But, and this is important, it's not just about hard tech skills.
What about the non-technical?
The sources highlight the enduring, maybe even increasingly critical power of non-technical or soft skills. Things like strong, empathetic leadership, navigating diverse teams, fostering innovation.
People skills.
Huge. Exceptional communication skills written, verbal conveying complex ideas clearly, persuasively, and compelling sales abilities, whether that's B2B enterprise sales or high-ticket consumer sales.
Still vital.
The sources note these are just as powerful, maybe even more so sometimes, because they're essential for navigating complex human interactions, motivating teams, building relationships, ultimately driving business success in any sector. They're the glue making hard skills effective.
The human element remains key.
Absolutely. And what's particularly powerful about skills as an asset is their inherent portability and the control they give you over your earning potential.
You take them with you.
Exactly. Unlike a job, which can vanish, be outsourced, automated, your skills travel with you. They make you inherently valuable in any industry, any location, even as a freelancer or consultant.
More security in a changing world.
It's a different kind of security. Imagine confidently walking into a business and saying, I can increase your sales 20% with this marketing funnel, or I can save your company millions through AI-driven process optimization, or I can lead your team through this complex change.
Demonstrating tangible value.
That's the undeniable power a high-income skill gives you. Direct control over your earning potential, your market value, makes you indispensable. The sources conclude with this enduring truth for 2025. The economy will keep changing, industries will rise and fall, but one truth remains: skills pay the bills.
Can't argue with that.
The more valuable, the more in demand your skill set, the richer and more secure you become.
What's really intriguing here is that dual emphasis. Both the hard technical skills driving innovation and the essential soft skills needed for execution, collaboration, leadership. It's not one or the other.
Right, it's often the combination.
And putting it in perspective, it highlights the ongoing dynamic evolution of the job market. Adaptability, critical thinking, complex problem solving are paramount, often requiring that blend of skills. The sources wisely emphasize that learning isn't a one-off event. It's an ongoing, lifelong investment in yourself, continuously upgrading your personal capital in this rapidly changing world.
Continuous learning is key.
But it leads to a practical question for individuals. How do you figure out which high-income skills are not only in demand now, but also align best with your natural aptitudes, your passions? Where will you get the best long-term return on your investment of time and effort, given how fast things change?
Choosing where to focus your learning, that's tough.
It is. Finding that sweet spot between market demand and personal alignment is crucial for sustained success and motivation.
That's a powerful question about finding the right skills for your unique path. So this asset, it's a direct challenge to you, listener. Assess your current skill set. Where can you invest in continuous learning and development? This isn't just about getting a promotion. It's about tangibly increasing your earning potential, your professional security, building a more resilient financial future.
Investing in yourself.
The best investment. Okay, growth is exciting, right? High growth stocks, new tech, but what about consistent, predictable cash flow?
Stability matters too.
It really does. Our deep dive introduces dividend-paying investments as the quiet, often overlooked backbone of financial freedom. Especially important, the sources suggest, in 2025 amidst potential economic volatility. It's about cultivating that steady, reliable income stream.
Income you can count on.
Exactly. The core concept, as described, is investments that regularly pay out a portion of their profits to shareholders or owners, providing a stable form of passive income.
Not necessarily chasing rapid appreciation.
Right. The focus is different. It's about consistent, predictable return on capital. The mechanism is pretty straightforward. You own stocks in well-established, profitable companies or shares in income-generating real estate investment trusts, REITs.
Companies with solid cash flow.
Usually, yes. And on a regular basis, quarterly, sometimes monthly, they distribute part of their earnings directly to you, the owner.
Right.
The key difference. You don't have to sell the underlying asset to get this income.
You keep the asset, get the cash.
Right. You maintain ownership, allowing for potential long-term capital growth while also enjoying regular, tangible payouts, often from mature companies with stable business models that consistently generate free cash flow.
So why is this especially important in 2025?
Well, the sources highlight ongoing concerns. Inflation, potential economic slowdowns, general market volatility. In that environment, the predictability of passive cash flow becomes even more valuable.
A safety net.
It offers a crucial layer of stability, a financial cushion. It lets you pursue growth in potentially riskier assets like those emerging tech stocks we discussed, without putting all your eggs in one volatile basket.
Balancing the portfolio.
Exactly. It's vividly described in one source as like having money trees planted everywhere, giving you fruit every season. A continuous natural yield from your investments. That provides real psychological comfort, knowing income is coming in regardless of daily market swings.
Reduces stress too.
Definitely. And here's the often underestimated secret to their long-term power. compounding.
Reinvesting the dividends.
Yes. If you choose to reinvest those dividends back into the same or similar dividend-paying assets, your wealth compounds faster than you might think. Those small, regular payouts start buying more shares,
Which generate more dividends.
creating that powerful snowball effect over time. Dividend reinvestment plans, or DRFPs, can significantly accelerate wealth accumulation without you having to put in more capital.
Letting your money work for you.
Truly. Our sources aptly describe these assets. Dividend-paying assets aren't flashy, they won't make headlines every day, but they're the quiet, resilient backbone of true financial freedom. They provide a consistent, often growing income stream that can eventually cover your living expenses. That's real financial independence.
This provides such a crucial counterpoint to the high-growth, maybe higher-risk assets we discussed earlier. It emphasizes the fundamental importance of diversification and stability in any robust financial strategy.
Balance is key.
Absolutely. And putting it in perspective, it underscores the need for a balanced portfolio that can weather different economic conditions. Plus, that psychological comfort of predictable income is huge. It's about building a resilient financial foundation.
Makes sense.
But it leads to a critical question for investors choosing these assets. What specific, rigorous criteria should you use? How do you select reliable, dividend-paying assets? It's not just about the highest yield percentage, right?
No, yield isn't everything.
You need assets with a strong, demonstrable track record of sustained payments, solid financial health, and the proven ability to weather economic storms without cutting their dividends. Quality, safety, longevity of that income stream are paramount.
That focus on quality and longevity is absolutely vital when looking at dividend investments. So this asset offers you, listener, a practical strategy, generating consistent income, building stability, particularly reassuring in uncertain times. It's about building a dependable, resilient foundation for your long-term financial future.
A solid base.
Exactly. Okay, we've covered a lot. Innovative industries, digital businesses, personal skills, stable income. Now let's explore the ultimate, often overlooked assets that really underpin all other forms of wealth. Section 4, the ultimate overlooked assets. First up, networks and relationships.
The human element again.
Absolutely central. There's that timeless saying, your network is your net worth. Our deep dive confirms that in 2025, with increasing complexity and specialization, this couldn't be more true. The people you know, and maybe even more importantly, who knows you and your value are an invaluable asset, can open doors money alone just can't.
Connections matter.
Hugely. The core concept is the strategic yet authentic value of strong professional and personal connections. The sources argue compellingly. The best opportunities, career moves, investment deals, partnerships, they're rarely advertised publicly.
Not on job boards.
Nope. They're often whispered in boardrooms, shared over coffee, discussed in private industry groups, passed along through trusted referrals. If you have the right network, built on genuine relationships, mutual respect, you get privileged access.
Insider information, in a sense.
To opportunities, insights, collaborations others don't even know exist. It's about being in the right place at the right time, and your network actively creates those right places for you.
It multiplies your reach.
Powerfully multiplies your reach and capabilities. Think about it. A great mentor, genuinely invested in your growth, can save you years of trial and error, share invaluable wisdom, accelerate your learning curve.
Vice's guidance.
A strategically aligned business partner, complementary skills, resources, can turn a nascent idea into a thriving reality way faster than you could alone.
Synergy.
And beyond just professional gain, a strong circle of peers, colleagues, friends provides invaluable motivation, diverse perspectives, crucial emotional support during tough times, absolutely essential for sustained success and resilience.
You need that support system.
You really do. The sources underscore the profound long-term value. Money comes and goes, markets fluctuate, but well-nurtured networks create opportunities forever. They're a renewable source of potential, continually generating new avenues for growth, learning, success throughout your life.
An appreciating asset, if nurtured.
Well put. Ultimately, in 2025, it's highlighted that the people you know, and maybe even more critically, the people who truly know and value what you bring to the table, will significantly determine how high you can rise. In any endeavor, career, business, personal projects, a powerful, often underestimated determinant of success and fulfillment.
It's fascinating how the source elevates human connection, social capital, to the level of a quantifiable financial asset. It forces us to recognize its profound economic impact, beyond just feeling good.
Right, it has tangible value.
And putting in perspective, it reminds us that despite all the tech, all the digital transformation, human capital, collaboration, trust, still indispensable drivers of progress and wealth creation. It's about leveraging social currency, shared knowledge, mutual trust.
Couldn't agree more.
But it brings us back to that authenticity question. How can individuals authentically build and nurture a truly valuable network without it feeling transactional or purely self-serving?
The networking cringe factor.
Exactly. The critical challenge is fostering genuine reciprocal relationships that inherently create mutual value and support, rather than just, collecting contacts on LinkedIn for personal gain. Authenticity builds trust, which is the foundation.
That's the absolute essence, genuine connection over superficial contact. So this asset profoundly encourages you, listener, to consciously invest time and energy in your relationships. Recognize that your connections aren't just social ties, they are powerful, dynamic avenues for growth, opportunity, and resilience in all aspects of your life.
Invest in people.
Couldn't say it better. And now, for the final asset, what our sources present as perhaps the most overlooked but unequivocally the most crucial, your time and health.
The foundation of everything.
Truly. This isn't just about financial gains. It's about the very foundation of your ability to experience, enjoy, benefit from any wealth you accumulate. The sources deliver this powerful, stark reminder. Wealth without well-being is ultimately poverty in disguise.
It's hard but true.
It does. The core concept is profound, non-negotiable. Time is absolutely irreplaceable, finite, and vibrant health is the indispensable foundation for experiencing and enjoying any accumulated wealth.
Can't buy more time. Can't fully enjoy wealth if you're sick.
Exactly. Let's look at health first. The sources pose this direct, thought-provoking question. What good is $1 million, or even $1 billion, if you're too sick, too exhausted, too burnt out to genuinely enjoy it?
Puts it in perspective.
It really does. It cuts to the chase. Treating your body and mind well, consistent exercise, good food, adequate sleep, managing stress isn't just about feeling good today. It's a fundamental investment.
An investment in your future capacity.
It pays back with decades of sustained productivity, mental clarity, emotional resilience, and most importantly, the physical and mental capacity to genuinely enjoy the fruits of your labor. Pursue passions, experience life's richness. Neglecting health quickly erodes financial gains through medical costs, diminished work capacity, reduced quality of life.
Health enables everything else.
It really does.
Yeah.
Then there's the unparalleled value of time, the one asset that, once spent, is gone forever. Can't regain it, replenish it, accumulate it, finite for everyone.
The ultimate non-renewable resource.
Exactly. The sources emphasize spending it wisely, dedicating it to continuous learning, nurturing deep relationships with family, loved ones, pursuing meaningful experiences, actively building the future you envision. That is arguably the greatest investment.
Prioritizing what truly matters.
Yeah. Prioritizing activities that genuinely enrich your life, align with your deepest values, contribute to long-term fulfillment. Not just consuming it with distractions, endless busy work, things that don't serve your highest self. Intentionality in every moment.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, for sure. But the goal is clear. And our sources beautifully redefine what it means to be truly rich in 2025. They assert, the richest people won't just have money, they'll have time, freedom, and vibrant health.
The trifecta.
It's not about a massive bank balance and an endless to-do list leaving you perpetually exhausted and stressed. It's about achieving this holistic state, having the financial means for empowering choices, the genuine freedom to allocate your time as you see fit, work, passion, rest, and the robust physical and mental vitality to fully experience, appreciate, contribute.
A comprehensive, deeply human definition of prosperity.
It goes way beyond just financial accumulation. These two assets, time and health, are presented as the ultimate currency.
This is such a profound summation. Brings us right back to first principles, doesn't it?
Perfect.
Fundamentally challenges that often narrow, conventional definition of wealth society tends to push.
It really does.
And putting it in perspective, it asserts that true affluence is multidimensional. It inherently includes sovereignty over your schedule, robust vitality. It's about embracing a holistic view of prosperity, where financial success is integrated with deep personal well-being, not separate from it.
It's integration, not isolation.
Which leads to probably the most critical question for all of us living in the modern world. In a society that often glorifies constant hustle, relentless productivity, chasing material gain. How do we consciously, consistently prioritize these fundamental, non-renewable assets of time and health?
Without feeling like we're falling behind.
Exactly. Without feeling like we're sacrificing our financial aspirations or losing ground. It's a vital, ongoing balancing act for genuine, sustainable, long-term wealth and fulfillment.
That balance is precisely the challenge, isn't it, for all of us? So this final asset, it really prompts you, listener, to reflect deeply. What are your deepest priorities? How do your daily choices, your investments of time and energy, impact your most precious, non-renewable resources, your time and your health?
Yeah.
They are ultimately the greatest wealth you can possess.
A powerful reminder.
So wrapping this all up, what does this journey through 10 assets mean for you? We've gone from cutting-edge, verticalized AI and DeFi to the timeless value of health and relationships.
Quite a spectrum.
It really is. This deep dive shows building wealth in 2025 isn't some one-size-fits-all formula. It's not about chasing fads. It feels like it's about a multifaceted, adaptable approach, informed by foresight, a willingness to understand these new paradigms, and a keen eye on where true sustainable value is being created and maintained.
Indeed. What we've seen, I think, is that the landscape of wealth creation is incredibly dynamic. It's interconnected. It seems to generously reward those who are curious, adaptable, willing to invest not just financially in emerging opportunities,
Right.
but also profoundly in themselves, skills, personal brand, and crucially, in their connections with others. Putting in that broader perspective, it suggests true wealth isn't just accumulated externally, is it? It's actively cultivated across diverse dimensions of life, requires continuous engagement, a thoughtful approach to what truly enriches your life holistically.
Beautifully put. Actively cultivated. Exactly. And as you step away from this deep dive today, we want to leave you with one final thought to mull over, something that really brings everything together.
Right.
Our sources highlight that the richest people in 2025 will have money, time, freedom, and vibrant health, the trifecta we mentioned. So, if that's the benchmark, what would your personal definition of rich truly be if it included all three of those essential elements?
Personal definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How might defining rich that way reframe your current aspirations? Maybe change the assets you prioritize? Fundamentally shift how you live your life, starting right now.
A deep question to ponder.
It is. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the assets shaping wealth in 2025. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep thinking about what truly makes you rich, in every sense of the word.
Until next time.
We'll catch you next time.